up, guys, and welcome back to the ViceCityGamerz podcast. Just a couple of guys from the Miami area that come together to talk everything gaming. I'm Jay, and I'm joined, as usual, by my boys, Chris and BJ. We're going to cover a couple things today, such as that Nintendo Partner Direct that just dropped a little bit ago. We're going to be talking about Helldivers 2, a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and whatever else the hell we feel like talking about. So kick back, relax, pretend to work, or whatever the hell it is you're supposed to be doing right now. So let's get right into it. What's going on, Chris? Talk to us, man. What's going on? What are you playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Messenger, Helldivers, and still in God of War. I'm trying to finish God of War because I want to start Final Fantasy Rebirth. Helldivers, man, awesome game, but not solo. It's not where it's at. The gameplay is cooperative. If you play with a squad of 4 people, man, what a fun game! It gives you Super Trooper vibes, 100%. Even the intro of the game when you first look into it, man, it's like a straight out of like Super Trooper kind of thing, you know? Oh, is it Super Troopers? Am I wrong?
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, it's not Starship Troopers. What am I talking about? Not Super Troopers. I'm sorry. Starship Troopers. Freaking banging. Talking about the wrong game.
Super Troopers.
You know what it is? I was listening to a Broken Lizard podcast earlier. That's why it's in my head as well. I listened to those guys earlier. But yeah, man, Helldivers is great. The Messenger, great game. I just haven't got too deep into it, but yeah, just try them out to get a chance.
Did you play Dave the Diver yet?
Nah, hell no. I'm boycotting that game.
Yeah, man. Buddy of mine, shout out to Marcel. You know where you are. So he said, you got to talk about Helldivers. I'm like, all right, bro. And things are popping off with Helldivers, so we're going to talk about Helldivers. But what about you, BJ? What's going on?
Chilling, man. I went to a biohacking expo today. Yeah, man. I reached out to some company after I saw what they were doing, and man, this thing is changing my life. Feeling better and better every day. So anybody got any type of high blood pressure or any type of medical issues like that, I would say seek out and get a gene test from this 10X Health. They're not paying us for this yet, but yeah, man.
You've told me about it before.
Gary Brecka did a keynote today. He spoke for like an hour and 20 minutes. And man, the way he breaks it down is kind of simple, but yeah, man. On another note, Mass Effect Andromeda is done.
Yes.
I completed the game.
Finally.
Yeah, man. It took me a while. I could see why people threw a little shade, but I don't think it deserved all that hate. The story was phenomenal. Like, to go from the Mass Effect trilogy to a brand new storyline like that, and then have nods back to the Milky Way galaxy with events that were happening throughout, like, it was phenomenal, man. Facial animations weren't all there, but they did a lot of stuff right. Like, the traversal in that game was dope. But yeah, man, it's finally over.
Nice.
I've been playing the original Final Fantasy VII on my Ally.
Ooh. How you liking it?
And I'm digging the story, man. That is not for little kids, bro. If I would have had a PlayStation back then, I probably would have fell in love with this shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Right now, I got to the Shinra. Is it Shinra HQ? Yeah, so I just got to the HQ. But yeah, man, the story's dark, bro. I'm loving this.
Who's in your party right now?
Right now,
Cloud, of course.
Tifa. Cloud's my main. Tifa and
Barrett?
What's the big black dude? Barrett. Yeah. Ooh. Well, that guy has he wears his heart on his sleeve, man. Reminds me of somebody I know in the hot dog cart.
I know. Oh yeah. The little angry one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's just albino, that's all.
Right, that's what it is. The only difference.
But yeah, man. Before we get into this, if y'all don't mind, I want to go over some some reactions that are kind of irking my nerves over here off the Xbox business briefing that we had last week. So largely in part, they all type of rumors spread, negative reactions. Xbox is over. It's the end of the world. All the stuff we went over last episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up watching like people that I follow, Last Stand Media, IGN, Xbox Unlocked, and largely negative reactions from all these people about a business event that they spoke about a lot of stuff on in 20 minutes. So say the messaging is not good. So I wanted to know, what were your reactions off of, have you guys watched any of the other people speak on this?
A little bit, but I was tired of people whining on Twitter and on Facebook and and on Instagram whining about every little thing about the Xbox thing. So I kind of blocked everything out and just waited for Spencer and everybody else, the rest of the crew, to make an announcement before I listened to anybody. So I haven't really listened to any of them because they were annoying the hell out of me. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
nah,
is very
I'm not gonna
annoying.
listen. I was not gonna listen to any of their garbage until I heard it from the man itself. So
Yeah, Jay.
I don't listen. I try not to listen to people that are one sided. So I haven't heard how Xbox people themselves are talking about it, so to speak. I thought that it they covered all the topics in the first couple of minutes of the presentation, and I know that there were things that were said and things that kind of weren't said and weren't specified on. And I just kind of leave it at that. I mean, it's a business. They got to consider keeping their people happy. They got to consider keeping the players and the investors happy, and they have to make sure that they don't say anything that's gonna cause a disaster or anything like that. I haven't really been hearing too much about what people think about it afterwards, but kind of related to all of this is something that I sent you guys earlier today, where, and it's, I guess it's kind of related. So the official Xbox Twitter account, they they posted the 4 games that are coming to other consoles, and then somebody made some comments or whatever, nothing crazy. And then they said, and then Xbox commented again saying the biggest games will be more than just one platform. Kind of a grammatical error there, but I'm quoting it. And then and in response to that, there were some people that were pretty upset. Like, it's almost like they're telling you the big games are coming to other platforms. If they don't mean that, then what do they mean? Maybe you have an idea of that, BJ. You could tell us. But
Yeah, of course, man.
so, somebody also dropped one more thing. They dropped something and they said this didn't age well, and this was apparently Phil Spencer. I don't know how long ago this was, but he said, "quote Every time we ship a game on PlayStation, Sony captures 30% of the revenue that we do not on their platform, and then they use that money among other revenue that they have to do things to try to reduce Xbox's survival on the market." So I guess people are saying like, dude, you said you weren't going to do it. Now you're doing it and you're trying to justify it. I mean, things change over time,
Well,
but
that
I don't know. What do you think,
quote
BJ?
was from the FTCC. That quote was
Oh, yeah.
during the whole trial. Is it FTCC? Why am I
mm-hmm.
saying that?
the,
Yeah,
FTC, I
the
think.
FTC
FTC. Yeah, I don't know why I added the other C,
extra T.
but
Oh,
yeah, that was a quote from there, um, during one of his testimonies. But how is that something to like charge for uproar? If we
right.
look, what's the biggest games right now? Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty. Those are the
Palworld.
biggest games. Like they are. And they're multi-plat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cross-play, like cross-save, like it's their same vision that they had this whole time that they've been speaking to us about. But now it's just, again, I'm telling you guys, every time that Xbox is on the way up, there's some new crazy rumors and biased media that tries to like Shut it down. Try to take the knee out with a bat. You know, we look back at this direct, and I mean this business plan, right? Phil Spencer got right to the chase. It's only 4 games. So automatically silence all that extra shit that everybody was talking about, right? Now he didn't say what they are because now we know that Nintendo Direct had, things in place to announce it, right? With their developers. Like Grounded was the first thing they showed,
Mm-hmm.
and Pentiment's also coming. So if you would have announced it there, it would have took away from Nintendo. Now you're scorching. They probably had some NDA or something like that. But if you were to announce that, now you're taking away from the hype for the Nintendo players that didn't know that.
For
You
sure.
know. So why is that a bad thing that they didn't announce all of them? Gio, there's different partnerships and other stuff that they have to say. They didn't say all of them, so they already shut that down. So why do we care what 4 are coming out? Like, let it play out. Then they said not Starfield or not Indiana, but some of the uproar from online was that people felt that down the line, right, later on down the line, down the road, that they're going to be considered for going to other platforms. And a lot of the uproar was that everything was considered to go to other platforms. But Microsoft doesn't become a multi-trillion-dollar company by playing shit safe and not considering every avenue of revenue for them, right? How to make more profit. Like, you don't just become a multi-trillion-dollar company for just playing it safe. That's not how it works. But everything has to be doom and gloom. Instead of seeing the positives, they just sit there and harp on all the negatives. I
Right.
really don't understand. Sarah Bond in this briefing, she literally quoted double digit growth rate on PC and cloud. They got the highest level of users on console, they got the highest level of users on PC, and they got the highest level of users of cloud ever on Xbox. Ever. So how is it that Xbox is all negative? They're gonna go out of business. They're just gonna stop. Like, that's not how it works, man. It's the most profitable part of Microsoft right now over Windows, I think. So it's like, how does that even happen? Uh, Sarah Bond quotes, "That's why they're leaning into these investments because they see signals of growth. That's why they're trying to expand, which is smart." More creators for Xbox than ever before. So they have thousands of creators now, developers for Xbox. They're just gonna stop now? I don't know, man. My main takeaway from that thing for me was the hardware part because I told you, like, last episode, that's the only thing I'm scared of.
Mhm.
I want to play my games on an Xbox console for the most part. That's where I feel comfortable. That's where I've invested most of my money and time. And what they mentioned there was that there's gonna be now. Tell me if you guys heard this on any outlets that you heard. Exciting stuff for hardware that's gonna be shared later on this holiday. Has
Mhm.
I haven't
anybody
heard anything.
covered that?
No, not one. I
Not
haven't heard
one.
anything
No.
about it.
They said it
The, the,
right
only,
there.
the only thing I've seen is that the new digital Xbox X is coming out. That somebody posted. It's supposed to be like a white one, but that's the only thing I've seen. I haven't seen anything else besides that.
Yeah,
Dude,
Phil
she
talked about
literally
that.
said it.
Yeah,
Huh?
Go.
Phil said something about the new console, and people were saying, like, why doesn't it have physical? Why can't it take a disc? And he was saying something like, there's the cost of adding the drive. It lets us put more into the console while saving money on the actual drive. He said that there's a lot less people making those drives, so I guess they're becoming more expensive than going in the other direction. And he said there's no benefit to us for making it digital than to use physical. And that is where I have a problem because if you don't have to create a box for the game, create box art, ship out the game, and all that, like that's money that comes out of it. The games aren't
Right.
costing less
Right.
because they're digital. They should, but that's not going to happen. But you know what? I don't fault him, because what business owner is going to shoot themselves in the foot by doing that? You know, it's just a way to make more money out of it. But what actually caught my attention, which is related to this, is that I believe it was still her that says this is going to be the biggest technological leap that we've seen in gaming. And that is another one where I have to tell you, like, hold on, man. From Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Mario jumping around, to 3D Mario doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Then you have the PS1 to PS2 era. I would use Xbox in there as well, but they didn't come onto the scene yet. But how about Dreamcast to Xbox One? These are massive leaps. But as we go further along, the leaps are getting smaller. From the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, there was growth there, but it wasn't as much. And then now these new consoles came out, and even though the games look awesome, the gap is getting smaller and smaller every time, because how far do you go? Like it already costs almost $1 billion to make each of these games. Like how much more detailed and refined are they going to make it? So, but when you say the biggest leap, that's what I think you mean. And it's kind of like, what are we about to see? Is it going to be an $800 console that's the equivalent of like a $4,000 PC?
PC.
That'd be interesting to see.
Well, a rumor that AI is gonna be involved in the hardware. So imagine what that would look like. Hey
Maybe that,
Cortana,
or
play Halo. You know what I'm
maybe our
saying?
maybe our dad Xbox is planning to put some like 3 dimensional stuff, like what like PlayStation has, of the goggles, which they're behind on that, like the whole 3 dimensional,
Alright. Yeah, it
virtual
could be
reality
anything.
stuff. You
Yeah.
never know.
I don't know if they're
Yeah.
gonna get into the virtual reality thing.
No.
I don't see any like look, PlayStation PSVR 2 is trash at the moment. Like
Right.
everybody's pissed that they're not making
Supporting it,
making
yeah.
games or
Supporting
supporting
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that whole
but
PSVR 2 was a joke. Like it should not have come out, because you have PlayStation and Sony. PlayStation is owned by Sony, but Sony, it's funny because it's kind of like the opposite of Microsoft, where Microsoft makes software. Sony is more into hardware, TVs and electronics and all that stuff. So apparently they had the PS2 VR ready to come out, and PlayStation was like, we're not ready for that. There's no games for it yet. We haven't made it backwards compatible yet. And Sony was like, drop it. And they said, all right, bro. They dropped it, and now they put it off to the side. That's why they don't even talk about it. It wasn't ready to come out, but they forced them to come out. But I agree with you. I don't know that Xbox needs to do that, because there's so many people
No. Well,
making them that it's like
the
and
whole
they're
thing
probably
now, though, but
no,
I'm
go
just
go.
saying, maybe they're just trying to, maybe they want to compete against Apple as well, because Apple came with the new thing, right? The new what you call it? The new
that that crazy ass
virtual
thing.
reality stuff.
The
Yeah, which is
Vision
like,
or whatever. Apple
yeah,
Vision.
which it looks amazing. I mean, I'm not going to spend all that money on it because I can't afford it. But maybe Apple will send us some free samples to try out. But but yeah, maybe that's one of the leaps they're thinking about doing, going into that kind of thing. Kind of like, maybe in the future you won't need a TV. You're just going to have your goggles on your system.
I don't think it's that, man.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
would
but you're
I would like
speculating.
whatever aspects, because look, exciting stuff for hardware that's going to be shared this holiday season. What are we talking about? Are we talking about a mid-gen upgrade, or are we talking about a handheld? You know what I'm
Xbox
saying?
Series S Pro.
Are we talking about a Elite 3 controller? Who knows?
But
Uh, then what Sarah Bond said is that they're heavily invested in the next gen hardware also. Just like you said, the focus is delivering the largest technological leap we will have ever seen in a hardware generation. That's her quote from there.
Yes, it
Like you said, Jay.
is.
But the rumors are dictating that AI is going to be involved, and that's why. We'll see. Right now, we have stuff that's not like graphically more advanced than the other hardware that we had. It really isn't like a huge upgrade in graphics from the Xbox One X, say, but
The
What
speed
we
is
do
better
have
though.
is like, yeah, quick resume,
Right. I
cloud
mean,
services intact, like loading
loading time
times
is.
cease to exist now, like pretty
Yeah, I
much.
mean,
So
Love it.
imagine what the next one is if they include more graphics,
mm-hmm.
AI. I'm all for no disk drive. I'm all for it. I buy all my games now digitally anyway. And
Yeah.
if it's gonna
But
save money and allow them to boost more power into that thing, by all means,
ma-
player.
put
By
the
all
money in
means.
and put the money into other departments, right? Like better games, better quality, better into the studios, like helping out the
Yeah, man.
studios.
They
That's
told us
great. I
before, and
mean,
they were right.
Yeah.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy. So that's the future. Talk to me.
Let me just go with a couple comments of what they covered that everybody's outroar that the messaging was so bad. Phil Spencer commented on the game preservation that is important to them, right? You buy
mm-hmm.
one game on one platform and you can play that on multiple platforms through Game Pass or Windows or whatever, wherever Game Pass is, right? Buy one game
Mm,
one time and you get to play it on all your devices. But not only backwards compatible, they're not only playing games, but keeping the saves from your old games,
Right, cross save,
right?
yeah.
So 10 years down the line, if you want to jump back into a game, you have it saved there, even though it's on a next gen platform. How cool is
Right,
yeah.
that?
It is good that they
right.
do
You know?
that, but haven't they had that for a while already? Because like I bought Witcher 3 for the PS5, and my save was still there from 2016. So it's like, is haven't they been doing that for a while already? I'm glad that they're
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. But this is the
Okay.
type of thing that I'm saying. There's no need for this outroar. These guys always have to say and explain shit that other. When does PlayStation have to get on and explain anything? When does Nintendo have to get on and explain anything? It's always some rumors that they need to address. So they were asked about game preservation, and these were his comments, right? What they've been doing, the plan for them was respecting the players' investments that they made. So
Hmm.
their vision going forward is to just not only can you play these backwards compatible games wherever Xbox is, but you also get to keep your saves. Yeah, they've been doing it for a minute, but
They
they
even said game. They even said games in your library from from the past, right? That's what they said. Like,
from way
you'll be
back in
able
the
to play.
day, yeah.
Yeah, even if you had them back then, and you still own physical copies or digital copies of those games, you're gonna be able to play them in current consoles or next gen
Well, not
consoles.
the physical copies. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Well, that's why we talked about the other day, like how are you gonna figure that out?
I don't know. You
If you
got
have
to
a
like
physical copy.
maybe you have to go to their headquarters and give them your physical game, and then they'll give you a credit on your account to.
No, that or when you like I was telling you the other day, like when you upload your game into your system, they'll give you like a special keys, like a key that you
Yeah, like
have
the
to enter.
license registers.
Right, like
Hmm?
like
Yeah.
used to do back in the day with keys for like software programs for like Windows or whatever or Photoshop where you have to enter a key. Remember that? They give you like three
Yeah,
keys or
see
Yeah.
the
whatever it
CD
was.
keys, old PC games,
Yeah,
but that
right.
that was tied in to those discs from Origin. Like when you buy a PC game, you already knew that had a CD key, but how could they apply that to a disc that you own yourself? I don't know.
Right.
I
Well,
don't think
that's
that's
what.
possible,
Man,
but
they're smart. They're smart. They'll figure it out.
oh,
I
that's a
mean,
lot
they're
of
not
faith to put
dummies.
in them, but okay, let's wait and see.
If
I think you're gonna
anybody
have
can
some
do it, it's gonna be
posters.
them.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
What, what,
Let's see what
what was
happens.
Look
that?
look at what they've
What,
done for us thus far, man. I believe in them going forward.
I can't wait to
Uh
see that. You're
something
gonna have
else
some
that they were saying.
coasters.
So they spoke on the games that were coming, right?
mm,
They spoke on game preservation. They spoke on the hardware. He also spoke to the layoffs, which who covered that? The industry didn't really grow, even despite all of the great games from last year, right? The industry didn't really grow, which led to layoffs, industry-wide layoffs. They're not the only ones that had.
right. Yeah.
Sony just did before that. a whole bunch of others. I think
Well, there was a problem when Sony did it, though, right? With Bungie, y'all were talking trash when they let go of the Bungie employees. Welcome to the party, bro.
yeah,
Welcome
but
to the
was that a
party.
new?
Yeah,
They
but it wasn't an
they
uproar
they
like
they
Activision
acquired Bungie, and Bungie didn't hit on their
promised.
promise, right?
Right.
And that everything that Sony touches is trash now. Going bankrupt. Now I'm playing, but
I mean, then
that
what the hell does that
they
make Xbox?
acquired.
Because the Xbox is on the bottom of the barrel, bro.
Yeah, but they're seeing the best that they've ever been, even though they're at the
I
bottom.
mean,
Yeah.
once you hit rock
What
bottom,
does
there's
that
nowhere
tell
else
you?
to go but up.
The healthy industry is just that it's not growing as rapidly as they were. So,
They so
huh?
many excuses, but no, I mean, look, to
Nah,
be
I get.
honest, when you acquire studios, sometimes there's overlapping jobs, and you gotta get rid of people. It sucks. It's
You have to.
unfortunate. It would be nice if they were to find other jobs for them somewhere in Microsoft when they're a $3 trillion company. But whatever. I don't lose sleep about it. I mean, it sucks for those people individually, but I don't pretend to know about how businesses work, and I'm not I'm not gonna make excuses for my console either, though. What's up?
It sucks when anybody gets laid off.
Yeah,
Unless you deserve
100%.
it, because there's some people in our place that need to get laid off.
Jim Ryan,
But that's another.
help me back.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. I'm talking about our profession, bro.
Oh, your profession.
We're gonna have to make a separate channel for that one.
But Phil spoke on today. There's only really two ways to grow the industry. One of them is the fixed amount number of players that you have is to find new ways to monetize those players to get more money out of them, right?
Right.
So making stuff cost more. What's that?
Microtransactions.
Microtransactions or bumping
Doing
up.
what doing what Square's doing, releasing 3 different games for like $7 each.
Bro,
Oof.
don't talk bad about my Final Fantasy VII. You don't even know what you're looking. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. You don't even know what you're talking about. Listen,
I was
you
kidding,
would
bro.
be blessed if Xbox ever did that for any of your beloved games, but instead they just keep re-releasing Halo and dropping the ball every time. But maybe one day they'll fix it and they'll do something good. Bro, what Square has done with Final Fantasy VII is like it surpasses your
I think I
best
touched the nerve.
fantasies.
Yeah,
No,
I
I think I
know.
touched the nerve.
Bro.
I trolled them. I triggered them like this.
I'm glad it was a troll. Good save.
What
Good
about
save.
charging a $10 upgrade for a game you already bought just to play on your next gen?
Oof.
I'm not gonna defend that. See,
Yeah,
I
but
have
the
this ability
Xbox
to do this
could
thing
be.
where I don't blindly defend my side, like if they're paying me on the side or whatever. I don't try to twist things to make the things that my side does all of a sudden good. It's good that they laid off 1,900 people. This is why. It's all good, bro.
Oh,
I never said it was
that.
good, bro.
We never said it was good.
It sucks, but it was understandable when you acquire something that big. Just like you said, there's gonna be what is it called?
I heard of those 1,900
Overlapping
employees
jobs.
went to
I got you
Bungie.
guys. Don't worry.
Overlapping jobs. There you go.
I got
Thank
you.
you.
Is
I
that
can't
true?
multitask, man.
I got you.
I heard those
Microsoft.
1,900 employees went to Bungie. Is that true?
I don't know.
Imagine.
I don't know.
They need help
Hey.
over there.
So that's one way to grow the industry was to charge the existing users more money on stuff. The other one was
Yes.
to find new players to come into Xbox, right? Pretty sound strategy. I'd rather take that over charging me more for shit I already have. So instead, they're gonna try to bring new life to these games, try to fund
So,
sequels. And what's
so
up?
it's,
some
like
better
Square,
games,
it's like
though.
Square Enix. We were talking about Final Fantasy 14, right? He's not gonna get back on it because he doesn't feel like paying the extra $14 a month just to play that game after you already purchased it.
Yeah, but
that
I
kind of
also
thing.
I know that they added a lot of stuff to it since the last time I played, but I took two
Right.
characters up to the max level at that time, and I'm kind of done. I don't want to go through it all over again.
No, but
You know.
but that's like a game that you pay for, like the $70 you pay for it, right? But then
What
you
if
got to
they
pay like a monthly membership to it every month to kind of like a Game
Mm-hmm.
Pass kind of thing, like a season
Yeah.
pass kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's a
And
membership.
that's what all the games are doing.
Yeah, StarCraft. I'm sorry, not StarCraft. Warcraft is like that. It's if
Yeah.
$15 a month, and Final Fantasy 14 is the same thing. Yeah.
Right, and it's like a season pass. You get to open certain things a certain amount of time, or whatever it is.
Well,
Or
no,
no.
if you don't pay that, you don't play. So it's basically you
Like,
pay to
so
log
so
in.
so you own the game, you pay for the game, but you can't play the game unless you pay the $15 a month.
Right.
Oh, that's fucking larceny.
But it's that kind of game. An MMORPG is either free and sucks, or you pay for it and it lasts for
And
15
sucks.
years. Like God of War. I'm sorry, not God of War.
That's not entirely true.
Tell me.
These like
You can have free and still be good, like Fantasy
No, no,
Star
no.
Online over here. But
Oh, free and good is
yeah,
Fantasy Star? Okay.
yeah. But they're not charging you a monthly subscription. But
right,
then you do have other
Mhm.
things that
like a battle
have a
pass, right?
little.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Square bad, but World of Warcraft that's been doing it for
No,
15
no, no,
years.
no, no.
Good.
We didn't say that either. We didn't say that either.
Got it.
We didn't say that
Jay,
either.
Jay just
Square
putting all
and
kinds of words.
PlayStation.
I know we didn't
No,
say
I'm
that
just
either.
trying to.
I was just I was just trying to
I mean,
get like
So
try to get my
I-
point across and like like ask questions because you're the one that knows. I never played Final Fantasy 14, so
yeah.
I was asking you who's played it. Did you
Yeah.
pay $70 for the game and then got robbed for $15 a month every month afterwards?
Well, it wasn't robbery when you play a quality game, but you guys wouldn't know about a quality games. Well, I'm sorry.
Gears of War is a hell of a game.
Yeah. They should
Gears
bring
of
it
War
back
5
and
was a
maybe
hell of a
remake
game.
it.
Halo 3, Halo 4 was great.
we're not the toxic fanboys, Jay.
Yeah.
Nah, but I think that you guys are still gonna have to pay full price for Final Fantasy 14 and pay the monthly. Like it's not even coming to Game Pass, so it's
I'm not
available for
playing.
you now, but you're gonna pay what everybody else paid too. So I don't know how much money they're making off of that, but I know that Pentiment and Pentiment. I saw a trailer for that. I'll pass.
Yeah, me too, 100%.
No offense to
Have
the,
you
to
guys
the
seen
devs.
any reviews
No,
on
I
it?
agree. Nope.
I mean,
I
I could.
So the art design is an acquired taste. But when you start seeing what the storyline is and the actual like game itself, it's not bad at all. It's not
Is it
bad.
like a point and click kind of thing?
I downloaded it, but I haven't started it yet. But I watched a couple reviews on people that I trust, and yeah, man, it sounds very interesting. You'd be surprised. You too, knowing you too, look into what the story is about. You'd be surprised. It's just the art. I don't know what they would
Is it like a point and click adventure kind of thing where you just tell the guy where to go and I don't know. Oh, we'll have to check it out and see what's up.
Nah.
So,
But yeah. So going back to what Phil was saying, our mixed messaging and everybody's still mad. They asked him, is that if this is a real change to the strategy? He said, no, it's not a change to our strategy. Strategy's still the same. Xbox, play anywhere, buy one game and play on Xbox or Windows, right? They're investing in xCloud, investing in developers, investing in hardware. With the acquisitions of Activision, Blizzard, and ZeniMax, Xbox is one of the largest publishers on PlayStation, one of the largest publishers on Nintendo Switch, and now one of the largest publishers on mobile devices. Phil say he doesn't want to get away from that. He wants 20 more years of growth and putting Xbox in the best position it can be to make money. How is any of this messaging terrible news? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to brush up on that. It was really bothering me.
You know
I don't know
why?
what's wrong with your fan base, but I don't know what's wrong with
but
you
you know
guys.
what,
Fan
BJ?
base. I don't hear.
It's a biased media from your little PlayStation clique that always has us on the fucking back foot.
Them ponies.
You know what they should do?
I don't hear anybody talking about this stuff, so that's why I was a little confused when you wanted to bring it up. I haven't heard anything negative about it. Like I thought that was all kind of like over.
Dude, I watch a few podcasts and like even these people, I'm like, Wow, I can't believe you guys are. Oh, Maddie from Last Stand Media. He says,
Mm.
He started off the Defining Duke podcast with, I wanted to see them make sense because I know they couldn't make this make sense. And they didn't. And I'm like, what didn't they make sense, dude? If
Is
you
Maddie
listen
the
to it,
Xbox
they
guy?
hit. Yeah, that's what
Damn,
I'm
bro, even
saying.
your own people are jumping ship. Holy shit! Now I see it.
Nah,
I
bro.
get it.
He's not
So the
jumping
media is
ship. He's
against you.
just
Your own people are against you. Like fuck.
No,
overly
so
critical.
what I was gonna say, you know what it is, bro, and this is exactly what it is. Those people there that still are mad about this whole thing is because they don't want to admit they were wrong. So before they admit they're wrong, they gotta stay mad just so they don't have to admit they're wrong. That's what it is, 100%.
But I think that's Xbox people, man. Because I don't hear PlayStation complaining anything. They're like, okay, games are coming over. All right, and they may joke around about it, take a jab, and be like, haha. But I mean, that's the future, anyways.
Well,
I think that exclusivity is gonna little by little go out the window. I really do. The landscape is
Of
gonna look
course.
very different over the next
But
couple of years.
I think there's gonna be exclusive games on every platform. It's just for the most part, the
Hmm.
biggest games are gonna be multi-plat for sure. They're not gonna come up with like I said, Call of Duty. It's now Xbox acquired. Xbox Studios is now making Call of Duty. Call of Duty is gonna be one of the biggest games to come. They're not gonna stop and just be like, "Yo, that's gonna be on Xbox only." It's not gonna happen. They make so much money on other consoles from Call of Duty. It'd be
Of
stupid.
course,
Oh, strip Minecraft, strip
they
Fortnite.
cannot
Like,
afford to do that. They cannot afford to do it.
nah.
Even having unlimited funds, they can't afford to do that. Microsoft won't
especially
carry Xbox if they pull it away from you. You know, the idea of pulling people away from other consoles and onto yours, I don't think is a long term uh, goal that'll work. I think the best thing is, like you said, make money off the stuff that's already living on other consoles, and then over time maybe let other games come to other consoles, and then you could celebrate making money off the other side. You know.
well, Call of Duty is one of those games that's a big seller, and regardless whether you hate the next one that comes out or the one you hate or the one before it, people are still going to buy it.
The
They'll
zombies will buy
complain
it.
through the whole, yeah, they'll complain the whole damn time how much this game sucks, but they still freaking buy it. They'll buy it. They'll
Bro,
buy it 100%.
Mario's never gonna be on any of the other platforms.
Oh
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's always gonna be exclusive. Halo would
Facts.
be so weird playing on PlayStation. It'd be so weird. Even on Nintendo. I don't think that's ever gonna go. But something like Forza's dope as fuck. Why wouldn't Forza be on multiplat? You
well,
know?
give us Gran Turismo.
Where you guys aren't going to give
Yeah,
us
but
any good games?
it would compete even more with Gran Turismo.
This guy is such
You
a
know?
hater, bro. This guy's bringing out true.
Grounded.
This guy's bringing out true colors today.
We got a 5-year-old's pirate game that's still not ready. And you got a Pentiment, whatever
Hey,
that
Sea of
is.
Thieves,
What's
dope,
the other one?
man.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves,
I,
yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
I played it in the beginning. I thought like, oh, this is gonna be badass, but it needed a lot of work in the beginning. I think it's been out for like 7 years
You
now or
playing
something
with
like
the
that.
right people. That game is fun as
Yep.
fudge, bro.
Same
Yeah.
thing as Helldivers. Helldivers
Speak-
is fun with the right people.
Speaking of
Not by
games
yourself.
that are good and are good with, hey, but I got to tell you, I'll be honest. Segueing into Helldivers here, I did not. I don't know what Helldivers is. The first one, I never played it.
Right.
I don't know anything about it. When this one was
it's
coming
an
out,
overhead shooter.
yeah. Like I didn't know what this one was. I didn't know if it was gonna be just another like Fortnite with a different skin. I had no idea what this was gonna be. And when it came out, bro, Chris convinced me to play it. Luckily, I had some funds there on the PlayStation account because my family's taking care of me on Christmas and my birthday. So I was like,
Nice.
let's do this, man. Let's grab this. And dude, we it was like, man, it is Starship Troopers. Like
Yeah.
it's not trying to hide it. It when I started playing it has like a cool little introduction. It's probably like
Yeah.
5 or 10 minutes long, and you're just sitting there like, bro, for real? Like this is it? And it's just so
ripped it right off.
hilarious, dude. It's so hilarious. And then when you start playing, what's funny is a lot of times in games, if there's friendly fire, you're like, man, what is this crap? Turn it off or whatever. I don't know about you. I thought that was freaking hilarious. I think the first
Hilarious, I know.
Bro, the first time we experienced it, I'm there with a freaking Gatling gun, and Chris is strafing in front of me, and I bombed. It took him out. Oh,
You
was
walk
it
right
me
in front of me. The
first?
first, yeah,
I
I
did
was
that.
aiming down,
Yes.
and you walk right in front of me, and it popped you right in the back of the head. It's like, oh shit! I had to throw
Yeah.
a reinforcement grenade in.
I
That was a
I
lot of
love
fun.
it because it's like there's something at stake, but at the same time there's not because now you have to consider your tactics. And a lot of games you're
Yeah,
like you just play, but here you really have to consider your tactics because if your boys are
yeah,
next
yeah,
to
yeah.
you, you're like, hey, do you got that? If you need help, let me know. But I don't want to just turn around and have you shoot me. But
Like I was in the middle of a hive, right, shooting a hive, and Jay goes, "I'm gonna throw a grenade in there." And before he even says, "I'm gonna throw a grenade," he had thrown a grenade. By the time the grenade hits, poof, blew me up, and I was
I,
like on the other side of the map.
I cooked it too. I cooked it, and
Yeah, yeah, I
you had no
know.
time to react,
It's like,
bro.
hey, grenade, bro. It's like,
It was
let me get the hell out of the way first.
it blows up, and I'm like, hey, get out of there, bro. But what's funny is that because it's like Starship Trooper, like it considers your death a joke too. Like it
Right, right,
jokes
right,
around about how it's trying to hire everybody. Come fight for your country, patriotism,
right.
justice, eagle screaming in the background and all that stuff. So when you kill somebody or when you die, you're dead for good. But there
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
no respawn, there is no nothing. What happens is somebody else that you're playing with has to throw like a beacon that calls down another, freedom missile that
A
falls.
reinforcement. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it opens up and another guy comes out that's supposed to be you. So you continue playing with like another character, but it's almost like saying like, "Damn, our guys are dying. Just send more." But it's fucking hilarious, man. I did
Bro,
not think that we'd have that much fun with
listen,
that game.
you and I played at a medium level with the robots, right? Remember that? And we got
Terminator.
destroyed on medium. With a medium. We got destroyed. It was just he and I. I played it. I think on was it Sunday night or Monday night? I can't remember which game. So I got to an actual like a quad, like a squad of 4 people game, right? And I got stuck playing robots again, bro. We got within 2 seconds of jumping in and doing the objective, we got smoked. And it's real, man,
Bro.
because even people online say, "Hey, get this game so you can reinforce us because we getting our asses kicked here." And there's even a petition going on for Xbox to bring it to Xbox because people are like, "Yeah, bring the guys from Xbox in because those guys that create multiplayer games, bring them in from let them help us out."
Yeah,
That
I
was
saw I
great,
saw the
man.
meme. I saw the Wreck
Yeah,
It
yeah,
Ralph
yeah.
meme. That was pretty funny. Yeah, dude, it's
BJ, you gotta get on it,
unforgiving.
bro.
That
Come,
shit
come
sounds
join us,
awesome.
bro. Come join us, BJ, man. We'll have a blast. We'll Twitch, we'll stream it, and we'll have a blast getting asses kicked. It is so much fun, man. But you gotta play
Yeah,
Yeah,
with more people. You can't play it by
yeah,
your solo. Is
sounds like it. I just gotta
yeah. It's
watch out with these
overwhelming.
Sony heads fucking clapping you in the back.
yeah, right? Or throwing a grenade at you, or
Bro,
throwing a grenade
Uh,
and not even giving you a second to like jump back.
same
bro.
team, bro. Same team.
Hey, but when there's actually, I mean, nowadays people just turn off friendly fire, whatever game they're playing. But
Nah,
bro, when
no,
you
no, no,
actually
no, no.
got it, like
Nah, it should be
it
there.
feels fun.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
It's
yeah.
like you got to
Halo.
consider. Yeah, dude. Oh, hey, Chris, how was
That's
I
why I
though
play
at the end with
hardcore.
those grenades? Oh,
Oh,
I don't,
you're a fire. You're a fire. You're a
bro.
beast.
Hey, we're on the launch pad getting ready to get picked up, but and the mobs are coming, bro. I started getting really
Started,
good at calculating, launching those grenades. Oh, it was classic. But the and what's good is this game had a slight controversy, but not really controversy, where apparently it was taking like 20 or 30 minutes to get into the game because the servers were
yeah,
slammed, which is nice because
yeah.
I didn't think this game was going to blow up like that, but it's just genuinely fun. And you know what's awesome? They don't stick the microtransactions in your face. Like when we
Right.
looked at, like I remember when you were trying to show me how to purchase new gear,
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the stuff that you could pay for, and it's not like extremely better to the point that you're like, damn, bro, like I feel like I'm missing out if I don't get that. Like
Right.
it's different, but and you have to dig for it. It's not like in your face,
Right.
like, hey, just remember, you could for $5 you can buy a helmet or whatever. So, but the whole thing
Is
happened
it
where it was
purely
20 to 30.
cosmetic?
Um,
No. Is it?
I don't
I'm not
think
sure.
so. But the
No,
thing is,
some of
since
them
you
have like
Like
play
pay
little
to win
together,
bonuses.
type shit?
so the
Nah, I
thing
don't
is,
think so.
if it was PvP, there might be an issue with that. But since you're playing together
Gotcha.
against the enemies, I guess.
Mm.
And I'm not sure, but the thing that makes me think that it is that there are weapons included too. So I
Right.
don't,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
it's not really like a skins kind of thing. As you play through the game and you level up and you end up making more money and stuff like that, you upgrade your gear. that you upgrade your weapons. So if you're purchasing things, I guess you could buy something that you wouldn't get until later, but I don't really know. Then again, how long is that going to last you before you're
Yeah.
like, bro,
Right.
things are getting harder. I need a new gun. Now you're going to
Right.
buy
Right.
another one.
Right.
I don't know. But if it was PvP, we all know that pay to win would be a problem, but
Right.
that's not what's going on here. Um, but I thought it was pretty interesting that, there is that wait. They filled up the servers. I think the server capacity was 500,000, but they never expected that it would hit that. So
Right.
they limited it to 450,000. And now they're like hustling. There's been 2 updates in the past 2 days. So I don't know if they got that squashed already, but I mean, the good thing is you're not getting kicked from games like
No.
happened in a lot
Well,
of games when they
I
come
got
out.
kicked. I got kicked one game from the host, the guy who was hosting that match. He kicked me. I guess because
Oh, well, that's different.
he was
I
playing
mean,
with
like the
high
game's not.
ranking. I'm like a level 5 or 6 at the time, and he's like, he kicked me after like the first match. He's like, get out of here.
Yeah, you're a rookie.
Yeah.
Yo, it's cool, man. But it's good to see that they're like, whoa, okay, now let's adjust and get more servers and get things going. And apparently on Steam, there was like another 500,000 people playing at any given
Yeah.
time. Together with Sony, like it was catching up to freaking what's that thing?
Power World.
Pokemon with guns. Yeah, Power World. It
Power
was
World.
getting
Yeah.
up freaking Power World numbers.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah. Yeah.
unexpected, and
100%.
I'm glad that they're getting success out of this because,
Yeah, man. It's a
getting
lot of
back
fun,
into the multiplayer.
Yeah, man, they needed that shit.
bro. I was getting chased down a hill with this guy's shooting. He's shooting some shit. I'm
They
getting
did.
chased down a hill by a guy with like a robot with 2 chainsaws in his hands, like going like this, chasing after me. Like what? It's like,
Get that thing away from me.
and this guy's
Yeah, man.
across the other map, throwing grenades into a hive. Left me by myself.
Yeah, if you don't work together, if you don't watch each other's back, there's genuine risk. Like we're fighting the robots and we're both like fighting at the same group, and then you kind of pan around and you're like, oh wait, they're coming from here, they're coming from there, and then you have to now create your tactics and say, all right, I'm
Yeah.
circled in. We need to break through, get out of this, turn around and fight it. It just got really out of control really fast.
So you know what's really cool too, man? Like, so another thing that's really cool is like, say you have a big boss in the middle of the freaking of the map, and you're fighting the boss, right? So say one of your guys gets killed, you could throw that reinforcement grenade right at that guy, and when that capsule comes in from the sky, boom, and
Yeah.
just obliterates that dude, bro. You could use
Yeah,
it like
bro.
your reinforcements to kill like big old monsters or robots, whatever it is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, very exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And
I want to
and
get back
you
on
die
it,
a
but
lot.
yeah, you're gonna
You
die
die
a
a
lot
lot.
for sure.
It's fun.
But
The
you know
shit
what's
that
good
kill
is
you.
that you get back into it fast,
Yeah.
and it's fun. But yeah, I'm not playing it too much these days because I'm trying to finish Final
Final Fantasy.
Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which BJ, when you get to a certain part of the game, we'll tell you what Crisis Core is because it's gonna be super confusing. But I'm playing Crisis
Somebody
Core.
screwed it up for me, bro.
Oh no!
No,
And it wasn't me, and
Yes.
it
No,
wasn't me.
no. Somebody.
no,
I guess you know when you're speaking and your phone hears what you're saying.
Oh no!
no.
So
That sucks,
some
dude.
shit popped up there of Final Fantasy about a particular character passing away,
Oh
and I'm like,
no!
No,
Jesus Christ, bro.
Oh come on,
So,
man!
that
but I'm
sucks,
gonna
dude.
keep
Keep playing it. Keep
playing
playing it
it,
though.
and yeah,
That's like that's
Man,
that's the second biggest I guess
what a shame,
reveal that
surprise.
there's ever been to Darth Vader. Like, I am your father. This
Yeah.
is like the
Yeah.
next big one that came after that.
dude.
That really blows, bro. That's
I was
terrible,
so
man, because
glad that
when
I
it
got to play
happens,
years ago.
yeah. When you're a 13-year-old kid and you're experiencing that shit and it happens, because the thing
Yeah.
is your journey is still fresh. You haven't even left the main city yet. There's a lot of
Right.
stuff that
Right.
you're gonna go through. Damn,
Yeah.
bro, that sucks, dude. That's the biggest spoiler, and they fucking dropped it on you, son of a
Damn.
bitch. Well,
You haven't done the last battle yet. The big battle at the end of the first disc. I ain't even done it yet.
yeah.
Well, I
So
don't know
I
what
don't.
discs are discs because I'm playing
Well,
digital, but
you'll know it.
yeah,
You'll
Yeah, it
the
still
first big
drops.
battle. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
you got a while to go before the end of the first disc. But without
Yeah.
spoiling it to anybody who might be listening and not know what happens, without spoiling it, um, this second game that we're playing now, Rebirth, that's coming out soon, is supposed to basically end at the part of what you're basically talking about happens. And a little bit of what's going on in these games is that it's all very related to fate, and that your fate is chosen for you and it can't change or anything like that. Funny enough, very similar to God of War Ragnarok, but in both of these games, people end up pushing against fate, and it's kind of like hinting that maybe things can be different. It's almost like a multiverse kind of thing. It's very interesting because they took a game that like we all asked for Final Fantasy VII to be redone and better graphics and everything like that. But when it was almost here, a lot of us were thinking, if this is going to be the same game with better graphics, am I going to get anything out of it? I'm going to enjoy it, sure, but like, what's its purpose? And then at the end of the first game, people were like, whoa, like, again, something I don't want to spoil, but there came a point in the first game in Remake where all of a sudden somebody got stabbed in the chest, and you're like, what? That never happened. And then something happened after that that kind of was like, oh shit, we're in another. This is something else right now. So yeah, enjoy the ride, man. It's still a worthwhile trip. There's a lot more to it, man.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, I like it, man.
How far am I now? Like, I just met Odin, and
For
I'm doing some stuff, some side quests, some quest with Thor right now. How far am I away for the end of this game?
You met Odin as who?
Odin has himself.
No, but who were you playing when you met Odin?
Oh, as Atreus,
Are
Loki.
okay. You're towards the last chunk. I think you probably got like 20% of the game left, something like that.
Okay.
You're well.
Because
I don't want to spoil anything again, but
no, I'm doing a mission right now with Thor, looking for a mask,
okay.
half of a mask.
Yes. No,
Okay.
you're getting close towards the end. Don't
Oh
worry
shit.
about too many side missions. Just push through,
Yeah,
and you'll be
yeah, that's
happy
what I'm
you
doing.
did. Yeah.
I want to
Also,
get on Rebirth. I want to get on Rebirth.
yeah, dude. Hey, but I don't want to switch the topic. We weren't planning on talking about God of War, but how was it when you climbed over that wall and you met somebody
That's
up
pretty cool.
there? Sick, right?
Yeah. That's cool. I wanted
Wait
to
till
pull
you
his ass
see.
down for talking shit.
You might
Like
you
Humpty
listen.
Dumpty, dog.
I wish he
It
gave
it
me. I wish he gave me a choice. Hey, pull this motherfucker down and stab him in the neck or
yeah.
something. Till he was talking shit.
Well, it ain't a God of War game unless you're killing gods. So
Right.
let me know when you're finished with that situation.
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
can't wait. Well, and then
hey,
Valhalla. Valhalla's gonna have to wait.
yeah, I could just, I mean, Valhalla, I could just kind of tell you what happens in it because it's a grind fest and it's fun, but it's like, yeah, it's not, it's not
I want to
necessary. Let's
experience it.
put it that way. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
And you know what? While we're talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, don't want to go too much off topic, but we're doing everything completely out of order, so fuck it.
Right.
Um, so far, it had a 94. It had a
I saw
94
that.
Metacritic score, bro. Like that's high numbers. They had 115 reviews. 115 were positive, zero mixed, zero negative. Like it is and what they're saying is that you play Final Fantasy VII Remake. So by the end of it, you're like, okay, I know how this game functions. I know what to expect. By that point, you're like, I got this. I know this game. And then the Rebirth comes out, and what the reviewers are saying is, you're like, this isn't the same game. They didn't just continue the story. It isn't just like DLC. They changed the structure of the game. They changed.
Right.
There's like a skill tree now when there wasn't one before, technically, and
Mm.
it's expanding. And I'm like, bro, I didn't know that it was going to be like this. This is insane. Like they gave us what we wanted, and they gave us like 100 times more. Like it's just more and more and more. So I'm excited, man.
So,
Like I mentioned, I took a week off from work
my
for that
que-
game.
my question is though, like, weren't you saying that from you were able to take your stats from the last game into this game?
Yup.
So what does it happen for like a person like me that's starting off fresh? I gotta start from like level one, or they're
I
gonna
don't
boost
know.
you up to a certain level.
Yeah, I believe that you're going to be at a certain level where you're good. You're not going to be starting this game at
Gotcha.
level one. Yeah, I don't know
Right,
exactly
right,
how
right.
they're going to
Especially,
manage it, but judging by their track record, it's going to be smooth. It's going to be good.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so
Say
now
you
you
guys
got
started
your.
from level one, dog. Of course, you guys started from level one.
Not when you
Well, he
continue to
wants to skip
study.
remake.
If that shit published on Xbox, it'll have like a 83 Metacritic.
At
Fuck yeah.
72.
Ay, Dios mío, the victim card,
They're gonna
bro.
say they're gonna say
Let me see.
it's the next worst game next to Starfield. That's what they'll say.
A lot of reused assets, the same old thing, just with a different coat of paint. Blah 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 blah.
President of Square Enix is to initially retire after doing this atrocity of a game, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If anything was
I'm
true
glad
about
that
Square
everybody's
Enix,
enjoying it.
yeah, if anything of that was true about, remember a while back we are talking about Square Enix was in trouble and all that. I
Yeah,
think they're good now because
yeah, they're
because
good.
because the game. I mean, a lot of effort was put into it, but when you already do have some of the bones in it, like some money gets saved there. I'm sure,
They'll be up for Game of the Year this year.
100%.
100%.
And it better win.
They'll win it. You know?
I don't
They'll
know
win
that
it.
there's anything else good coming out this year, so there's not going to be any good contenders. I don't think. I don't know when.
First of all,
Oh, that's
let's
right,
stop that.
Hellblade.
We got Hellblade, which I don't think that would be a game of the year, to be honest,
Last of
just
Us,
seeing the format.
Last of Us
We
2
yeah.
remake.
No, Indiana Jones, that thing looked hard, bro. That's
Yeah.
not
When's
gonna
it
be
coming out
a
though? Because if
banger.
it comes out in
What if it
December,
has like Uncharted vibes and stuff, and you're just
Woo.
like blown away? Psh, the
yeah,
original Mac Daddy came back to
Mm,
return.
you
spank
could
that butt.
take the best
Stellar
Uncharted
Blade.
games. I could tell you this right now with all certainty, and I'm speculating, but knowing the scale of these Final Fantasy VII games, if Final Fantasy VII went toe to toe with The Last of Us 2 if they were both brand new,
Final
Final Fantasy
Fantasy
VII will
win.
smoke them. Will smoke them.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Whoa.
Uncharted, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like when you experience it and you really go through it and you see what they've done, you don't even have to be an original fan to appreciate what this
Right.
group did, and I don't know if you guys know, they tried to remake it a long time ago as well, and then there were a bunch of issues, this and that, the other, and now they've called back so many people that worked on this game in 1996, 1997.
No way.
They've brought these people back, the music composer, the artist, the people who came up with the original story. They brought them back, so nobody can look at them and say, well, they don't have the right vision, or oh, they're starting to do things, they're not being true to the game. No, these are the guys. you know this is
That,
where
yeah.
even the fans have to sit back and say, they're at the wheel, let them
Damn.
handle it. And so far, they've absolutely killed it, bro. They've killed it.
So, and this one they're gonna add a chocobo racers, right? In this one, I mean,
Yes, bro.
yeah. Who can wait?
Oh man, I can't wait till BJ
Can't
hits his
wait.
first
I know.
chocobo.
I can.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be
Dude.
so cool, bro.
And when you
I,
go once you're done with Final Fantasy 7, go play Final Fantasy 10. That's one of my second favorite.
Oh, what
Final
oh,
about
Fantasy.
that's
9? Oh, yo,
I know, but I didn't
so
play 9. I skipped 9.
supposedly
so
that's like the
Dale.
best one,
I know.
like
Yeah, I know.
everybody's favorite one,
Yo,
besides
Yeah, that's
seven.
I'm so glad you brought that up because they're saying that Final Fantasy Rebirth is the second highest reviewing Final Fantasy, second only to Final Fantasy 9. And what's cool
yeah.
is, mind you, this is to show you how things were back then. Final Fantasy 7 came out in 1997. If I'm not mistaken, Final Fantasy 8 came out the next year, and then Final Fantasy
Mm-hmm.
9, I believe it was 2000
99.
when it came out, 99 or
99.
2000. But look how close
Let
they
me see.
came out together, and they were so like, what Final Fantasy 9 did is somehow they managed to crank up the story, and there's so many characters and they all have an important story to them, and then the graphics were a little bit better, nothing crazy,
Oh,
but it was just a
you're right,
heavy
Jay.
game.
It was 2000.
2000. Okay,
It
so
was 2000.
there was a little bit of a gap there, but now there have been rumors for a while that somebody is working on a Final Fantasy 9 remaster remake. They
Really?
say it's not going to be on the scale of what they've done with Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy
Right.
7 remake is a special passion project. They're not going to do that with all the Final Fantasy games, but 9 is probably going to get some kind of a remaster, which is awesome because the game is out of control, man. It's out of control.
That was released July
But 10
7th,
is
man.
phenomenal too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy 9 was released on July 7th, which is Captain Planet's birthday.
Oh snap! Shout out to Eddie.
You-
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm liking a lot about this seven. The graphics are trash. I
Well, of
can't
course,
believe it.
man. You look at a 1997 game. It's
I
the same
know, but
graphics.
I can't
It's
believe I'm playing it because I'm very superficial when it comes to shit like this. Like
Uh,
it's the
it's
same
like kind of
graphics.
Aki
As
because you want to go in these directions, but it won't let you. So you have to kind of
yeah.
like angle the joystick to go
Oh yeah, this
through the
game
thing.
is so
Uh,
the DualShock controller came out back in the day. Well, it wasn't a DualShock, but it was like
no,
I
that
guess
was
it
a
is DualShock.
single.
But so
Wasn't
originally it
that?
came out single, and then they came out with a joystick. But I vividly remember trying to play with a joystick and struggling because you can't really
Yeah,
tell where it's going. So
it's
now,
meant to be
if
playing a
you
thumb pad.
with a D-pad, yeah, yeah, you just
Yeah,
gotta
D-pad.
just you know,
There's other.
Xbox wasn't around during
I,
that time, so you came in when already with like a
yeah,
foot up, like PS2 level
Yeah,
graphics and stuff.
you came in there
yeah. I was on
fancy,
a Nintendo and Sega back then, and I'm sure like I would have dug this game if I
man,
had a PlayStation back then. Man, I see why everybody's getting into it because
bro.
this is the type of hardcore storyline. Like they should make a movie about this. You know?
They did,
The two
they
bangers that
did.
Square laid out that year.
Yeah.
The two bangers that Square put out that year was, and I don't know if it was that same year, but it was Final Fantasy VII and then Guilty and Xenogears, the biggest bangers that the Square put out that
Xenogears, I think was
for the PS
99.
One.
I think it was
It was,
99.
but it was with PlayStation One, right? It was PlayStation One,
Bro, yes, yes, it
PS One.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, they were
Well,
dropping these games back to back to back to back. It was
Oh
crazy.
man,
You don't have that anymore.
Star,
Those days are gone.
Star,
hey, let me
Star
ask you guys
Ocean.
something.
Star Ocean.
Rebirth is this one that's coming out, right?
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
All right. So remake. All right, in
It's a,
remake, one of the
it's a
things that I genuinely dislike about this original game is the combat. While instead of turn based, it's more like a time,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
but your
Yeah.
That's why.
time has to load, and then they can hit back, but you get hit like twice in between sometimes. Like
Right.
It
that to
can.
me is trash. Is remake the same?
No. And that was
You
something
know,
where no, man, remake is more of like an action game. Like
really,
it's
'cause I
almost
was
like a dev.
struggling.
Yeah. Well, the
Like
thing
a
is,
Devil
I
May
mean,
Cry?
yeah, similar to that, but you still have your spells and your magics and everything attached,
Right.
and you could switch to the other character to control them temporarily. So, for example, Barrett is obviously long range. He has a gun. He can shoot any distance, anywhere. So you might have an enemy that's flying, and you're like, "Damn, bro, I gotta go hit this guy, but I can't." Switch over to Barrett temporarily and just take out the enemy. So, but the thing is, so what Final Fantasy did is, and bro, I mean, we could, you already know how crazy I can get with this, but basically,
Hmm.
turn-based games are turn-based games, no problem. But Final Fantasy introduced that loading bar basically. So now you have this magic that is haste, for example. Eventually you'll get it, and then you cast it on yourself, and now your bar fills up much faster. In previous
Right. It makes
games,
you move
it would
faster.
be like, yeah, like, oh, you can attack 1.5 times faster than the other one, so maybe you'll squeeze in 2 hits or whatever. But on this one, you could actually see it. You could cast slow on somebody, cast stop on somebody, and you could,
Right. Well,
play your tactics like that. But you know what? I mean,
right. All that stuff.
but that game, it could be challenging if you've never played like role playing games like that. A turn based role playing game. Like I remember when I first got that game, I couldn't beat the first boss, that red scorpion. I couldn't beat it,
Right. The
and
beginning. The very beginning.
eventually we wrapped our minds around it, and my brother and I ended up destroying the game, like just going through everything, man. But bro, I remember I have so many
Yeah.
memories from that.
I struggle with
But
that
yeah,
game, man. I struggle when I played at your house. Because I played at your house, the remake. But I've never played it. I'm used to turn based. I thought it was gonna be more like a little turn based. I didn't know it was gonna be like action style kind of
you
RPG.
could go through the options and kind of
Hmm.
make it turn based, where you set the action and then the character will go and they'll do it. But it's not
Right.
exactly the same. It is a
Right.
little
Well,
bit
it's not meant
more
to
of
be that
like
way.
actiony, yeah. But apparently
Yeah.
now Rebirth is going to be even more different than this, and people are saying that the
Okay.
the fighting is more similar to Final Fantasy 16, which was almost completely a Devil May Cry type game, like full on action,
Got
casting
you.
spells and everything like that. But
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
it's something.
Yeah, I'm not liking that timed fill up the bar and then go. If it was just regular turn based, I'd be enjoying it a lot more.
Oh, BJ, by the way, you can go into the menu and 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 set up this thing called wait. Like go into the menu, you could look at when you're fighting, it'll say like active or wait. So if you could put wait, that way when you go into the menu and you want to choose what action you want to do, their timer freezes, if that
Oh,
makes
I never knew
sense.
that.
So you could do that. So, and I forgot about that, and that's actually something I used to put on too, because I'll admit it, like at times it gets
Oh
hard,
man,
a lot of pressure to like actually like get the move out. Sometimes you got to think, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? So go into the menus. It's on there. Active
so
time
you
something.
cheated.
Put it to wait. Options there, man.
I didn't
Nah.
know it was there. I did that
I'll beat the
active
game without
all
it.
the time.
That
Yeah.
game is, once you know what to do in that game, it's not that challenging. You just kind
All
of
right. Once you
kind
figure
of
it out.
just playing the story, you know.
I'm
Especially
not
when you know
finding
what's
it
coming.
hard. It's just annoying, man.
It's a
Yeah,
beginning. Wait till you get a little further on. Wait till a
yeah.
little further on.
Crazy spells, summons. Oh,
Ruby, Jade, freaking ultimate weapons. Jesus Christ.
I
Those
don't know.
things are a
Yeah,
Yeah.
nightmare.
you you'll see them from a distance. You'll be like, yeah, peace. I'm good with that.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna go there.
we beat these topics up real good, man. It's been an hour. We're still talking
Yeah.
about these things. How about we
Right.
segue over into this Nintendo Partner Direct?
Let's do it. Well,
Can I
Yeah,
say
man.
overall thoughts, real quick.
overall thoughts? Let me start because I ain't got that much to say
Got
because
it.
I was really disappointed. Everything
Oh,
looked like all the graphics looked like Final Fantasy graphics back in the day. I'm just kidding. No, I just there
There's
was
better.
nothing really there that caught my eye. I was more excited about seeing RCA program coming out and All Killer Instinct coming on the Switch right now than anything else that was shown. I wasn't excited for anything, and they put it, nothing that had caught my eye. Nothing. Not even, And I mean, of course, they put out Granted, which I'm not going to play because I never played it for Xbox. I'm not going to play for the Switch. But there was nothing there that caught my eye. And I was expecting a banger to come out. At least
not
one.
one.
Not one, man. I feel bad
No.
saying it. Well, no, I don't feel bad saying it. I got gypped. It took 2 minutes of my life, or whatever the time it was, and then they showed me anything I wanted to see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was
I think you
expecting at least another.
I think you
I,
set
would-
your
I, would-
expectations high, Chris.
I do. And you know what it is? That's my problem, bro. When I hear Game Direct, when I hear a system is announcing new things or making an announcement, I'm expecting something to blow my mind, and when it doesn't, I get disappointed, and then I'm disappointed. That's what happened this time. I'm disappointed, 100%.
Yeah. You have every right to be.
But whatever. It's Nintendo.
Jay,
We're
what you
disappointed.
think?
Kidding.
So I mean, being that it was a partner direct, it's gonna be other other developers and all these companies that Nintendo I guess has deals with and all that. So I didn't expect anything too crazy, but I'm really pretty sad that I didn't see my Gomon game. You see, there's something that a lot of people in the United States don't know about. There's a game that came out on the N64, and there was one for the Super Nintendo too, but I think it really blew up to me on the N64. It's called Mystical Ninja, starring Gomon, and it is a straight up Japanese game. Like at the moment you turn it on, there is like mechs that you ride. It's kind of like a Zelda type game where it's like an action adventure, 3D open world type deal. You upgrade your weapons. You end up playing as four different characters, and you could switch through them to use their special abilities for different things. The map is bigger than Zelda's. Like I think much bigger than Zelda's. Ocarina of Time, speaking of specifically, you fly on a dragon at one point. Like I mentioned, you go in these giant mechs and you do giant mech battles on an N64. Like I remember, I think we rented that game one time. I don't even know if my brother would remember it, but we rented that game back in the day, and I will never forget it. When I got back into collecting all these old retro games, and I remembered that game, it took so much research to figure out what it was. But anyways, apparently there is a new version of that game or like a sequel or something like that that came out in Japan, but I guess it hasn't been translated yet. And some people were speculating that it might have been revealed here. So unfortunately, I got really excited thinking I was going to see that, and I did not. But hopefully one day it'll come out and I'll freaking fangirl over it, similar to Final Fantasy VII.
Overall, like I think this just goes to show you that the Switch is at the end of its life cycle. Like it's been feeling this way for a little while now. Um, it was a partner direct, like Jay alluded to, so you're not gonna have any first party things really. I'm guessing later on down the year is gonna be one main title and a Pokemon title, but they're probably holding off at this point for the Super Switch or Switch 2, whatever they're gonna call. But I had a couple games that spoke to me on this thing, not on like a deep level, but that ended Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. It was like the second game they revealed,
Mm-hmm.
where like
What was that one like?
kind of
They
like
were
the
they kind of
spirit that you get helps you fight, and then you just start collecting more spirits, kind of
oh,
thing.
that was like a platformer kind of deal, like a side scrolling kind
Yeah,
of game. Yeah, that looked pretty rad.
yeah, that one looked pretty dope. And there was a couple more. Pepper Grinder for some reason looked sick.
Yeah, it looked kind of fun.
And I don't know about you guys. I've never heard about this, but Endless Ocean Luminous, the last game that they revealed,
Also,
Oh,
where you
apparently
just
that's supposed to
go
be yeah, it's supposed to be like a multiplayer if I'm not mistaken, where you can go like diving with up to 30 players at once.
30
oh,
That
yeah,
actually
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
players.
fun. That
But
actually
you
Yo,
sounds
can't
pretty
just
just
fun.
like
switch.
you're just like exploring and finding dinosaurs and the megalodon and all kinds of treasure and whatever. You know that to me is like a little stress relief. I love the ocean. Snorkeling is one of
Mm,
my favorite hobbies, and something like that speaks to me. But I feel like there's no real storyline to it.
mhm.
There's no real end game. It's just explore, which I'm cool with. Sometimes you need
Snorkeling.
those games where you could just check in,
For sure.
float for a little bit, and then check out.
So I never really cared for indie games back in the day until I played Hollow Knight. And Hollow Knight is like
Oh,
a Metroidvania. So
Metroidvania.
oh, Metroidvania.
yeah, Hollow Knight is like a Metroidvania type game. But damn, it was so deep. The story was pretty cool. Everything is
How
bugs
deep?
underground, all the way deep. But yo, and you're actually going to the bottom of the earth, so yeah, it is even deeper than that. And
Oh
it's such
wow,
a
that's deep.
yeah,
Wow.
Whoa.
it's such a
There's Iceman deep, bro.
yes, bro. So you like these indie games, smaller projects and stuff like that, I think are what are gonna keep us from losing it, waiting for all these big games to come out. Because all these studios making these huge games, you spread them out. If they start making a game right now, it's coming out on the next Xbox or the next PlayStation. It just takes so long to make these games. So I started to really appreciate these little indie games that they were kind of filling. I don't like all the farming sims and all that seems to be in
Yeah.
every single Nintendo Direct, but it's cool to have all these little, these games every now and then. So yeah, man, I think that little ocean game looks cool. I thought Unicorn Overlord, what a name. But the game actually looked pretty cool. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics type of deal. Actually, more
Yeah.
so because it has those little cutscenes where you fight. So it's more like a little bit of a different style. But I thought that looked
Like
pretty cool.
like a wizard's
Mo-
chest.
yeah, and I thought Monster Hunter Story. I never played the Monster Hunter games. I'm well aware that they are a huge deal, but that
Another
cartoony
one.
style actually looked pretty cool, man. Thought that looked
Yeah,
nice.
but
Not playing
they
it,
had a
but
lot of remakes in this thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like more
Battlefront,
remakes.
Yeah, I
Star
know,
Wars
right?
Battlefront.
Ah,
Yeah, man.
Oh
I don't
man,
know.
and so the Mickey game, I actually have some nostalgia for Mickey games. I played a pretty cool one on the Sega Genesis. I played another one on the NES, and now I picked up that one on the Switch, which is 4 players, kind of like something like I don't want to say it's like a Mario game
Yeah.
because it's got like a map that you've got to kind of. It's another Metroidvania game actually. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
very cool. So I don't know that I'm gonna pick up this Mickey game, but I uh, I gotta say I'm glad that they made it. I'm glad it exists. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But Star Wars Battlefront, South Park Snow Days. I don't know if you guys
Oh
know, but you're
yes.
playing this with me. What? I
Yes,
don't know
yes,
if
yes.
you're
No, 100.
aware,
percent
but that's
I'm looking
happening.
forward to that one.
I'm buying
You
you
know
all the
what?
game and I'm
Well,
I
fucking
take it.
playing it.
I'll take it back. That's the one game that I did like.
It's
did
simple.
Besides,
that
It's nothing
now?
crazy.
I
no.
gotta push back a little bit. This was not something that Nintendo should have been showcasing. I have never ever seen a clean edit of South Park, and they did
Never.
not do anything bad in this trailer.
Nope.
Nothing. Like it was like a PG
Not
trailer
even a
all the
fart.
way. So
Not even a fart.
it didn't even feel like South Park to me when
Right.
I was watching it.
Not
So I'm
even the
like,
mega
oh,
fart. Yeah.
I might have to
I
see
Censored
was.
some
AF.
third party some other trailer that's
Because the
the red
fracture
band trailer, how they call it.
because the fractured butthole, bro. The fractured butthole. You gotta be prepared to play that game. If you're
Hey,
a sensitive
Yeah,
person, you
bro.
cannot play the game.
but they
If you're
go
woke,
deep on those trailers when they get
yeah,
announced, unlike
right,
Sony or Microsoft. Like,
right.
Yeah. Yo, but
Look,
Chris, I know you played
I don't know,
the fractured
butthole. Yeah, that
butthole.
was great.
But did you play this?
butthole.
Did you play the Stick of Destiny though,
No, not yet, not yet, not yet.
bro? So that's the game that came before it. And what's cool about those South Park games is that it's like you're playing with your imagination. You're playing and you're
Right,
casting spells and stuff like that. But it's actually
right.
obviously not happening. But it's pretty
Not
funny. It'll
happening.
be
Yeah.
like crazy farts that'll like nuke everybody on the screen and stuff. But
What?
the Stick of Truth was an RPG game, a very simple one, but it
Right.
was actually really good. And speaking of going deep, like BJ has said twice so far, um, towards the end
Deep.
of that game, you go and it's a good thing we're not monetized because this would demonetize us right here. But you go, the last level is inside Mr. Slave's ass. You shrink down and you go inside, and
Oh, that's
there's
so
all sorts of
great,
things that I can't say in there,
bro.
and it's
Listen,
horrific, horrific.
listen. Fractured butthole from the beginning when you first create your character.
Fractured butt hole.
When you,
Yeah.
when you create your
It's
character
like pauses.
and you're choosing your difficulty level, and your difficulty
Yes.
level is based upon your race. I was like, how the hell are they getting away with this? Like, how Nintendo's gonna get away with that? Because you know they're gonna bring it back.
It's not a
It's like, dude,
Nintendo. It's
Are they
that's
though?
I know what I'm
it's
saying, but it's like how I
it just
cannot
happens
see
to
this
be
game
on a
on
Nintendo, but
Yeah,
it just
I
happens
just
to
can't
be
see it
on it.
though.
But Nintendo's trying to act a little older. Like they're having violent games and
Yeah,
stuff now, and as long as they're not making it, they're not taking
but
responsibility for it. You
but
know?
is it gonna be Mortal Kombat all over where you have to put a freaking code to get some bloody freaking content on it?
Yeah, who knows? Who
You know,
knows?
because
I don't know,
dude,
bro.
look, South Park
It's
games, man,
bad.
are not for the weak at heart. You
I
can't.
wonder if it's gonna
Yeah,
be
You
locked
got
behind some parental controls there.
probably
yeah,
you're gonna cry the whole game if you're a weak person. You're gonna cry the whole
bro.
time. You're gonna hurt your feelings.
Since we're
100%.
already going in that direction, we might as well go all the way. So in the beginning, you're seeing the principal, and the principal
Oh
asks
God,
you, or it's not the principal, it's
which
the
one?
guidance counselor, Mister.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, this is like the beginning. It's
Okay, I'm
Mister
okay guy.
Garrison, Mister Garrison,
Yeah.
Mister
Oh,
Garrison.
Mr. Gamerz.
Okay. So at the
Okay.
beginning, you have to pick your race and your gender,
Oh God.
and then you go and I go and I pick male. And Mr. Garris is like, "Oh, okay, but are you aware there are other options?" So it's almost like alluding to the whole gender
Right.
thing without basically,
Right.
bro. Those guys don't give a
Right.
shit about anything. That
No,
shit
no,
was
no.
hilarious.
Oh God, dude.
It's gonna
But
be
the whole
fun, I think.
difficulty level, it's just, I my,
That's fucked up.
when they go into the strip club and they're fighting that you played it, BJ? How you played it?
Nah,
Oh,
nah.
I want to ruin it. You got to play it. I want to ruin it.
It's
But bro,
crazy.
it God, it's such a
Yeah,
crazy game. It's so much fun though. As
yeah,
simplistic as it is, and
it's so good, and
and
I love that it just
you
calls back to everything about the show, man. It's so good.
right. You remember the code to get to the basement? What it is?
No.
Is basically F you, mom.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. F you.
every,
So stupid,
every time you
Cartman,
go in
bro.
there, you put the code. Yeah, yeah. Karma's an idiot.
Cartman's ridiculous. Well, also Gundam Breakers 4 I thought actually looked pretty cool too. It's like a cartoony version of a Gundam game. I never really played one of those, but I thought it looked pretty cool. You had a Super Monkey Ball, which I know
Eh,
that that's something that, yeah, it came out on the PlayStation towards the beginning, I think in the PS1, and for some reason they've just kept on and on and on with those games. I think it also came out on the Dreamcast.
right.
It looks like a mobile game to me.
Yeah, it's a
I wonder
motion
if
game
they
where
are.
like, so it was. Well, the monkey ball game was one where your controller doesn't move the ball; it moves the course, the entire course. So it's a weird little niche kind of game. I know there's people that are huge fans of it, clearly enough to the point that they made another one. But another Crab's Treasure is that looks like one of those kind of games that I think it's like a dumb little game, but I could have fun with. Just looking at the
Another
list
curve
here,
treasure. I
another
know a
Tails
lot of
game.
these things look too kiddish, man.
Nintendo, bro.
I,
Contra looks pretty sick.
yeah, I know. I know. Oh, Contra, that's one thing. Like,
That looks sick.
bring that baby back.
Yeah, bro.
What do you think about the Rare lineup that's coming back?
Battletoads, Killer
Oh,
Instinct.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I
you
played.
guys don't even know about Blast Corps. That's an N64 special right
No.
there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. It's been
You
a while,
played
but I
it,
played it.
Chris?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rad.
Years ago. No, I started playing RC Pro-Am. I played it
Nice.
as soon as it announced it. I played it. I played a couple of like for about half an hour, and I also played some Killer Instinct with my man with the werewolf. What's his name? Saber, right? The werewolf? No, is that Saber?
Nice. I forget
Is that
their
Saber? The
names.
werewolf? I can't remember. I think it's Saber. But I was ripping it with that wolf because I remember his mechanics. So
Bro, that
from the
game was
old
so sick
old
back in
stuff.
the day. It was a
Oh,
black cartridge. The
oh, I
cartridge
remember
was
that.
black, so it was super super cool how they did that.
But they had a gold one too, didn't they?
I don't know.
I could have
Well,
sworn they had like a.
Zelda was gold, but I
I
don't
could have
know if
sworn
the
Yeah,
they
Killer
had.
Zelda
Instinct had
was
a gold
gold.
one.
Zelda was gold in the original and in the N64, I think.
The NES one came gold. The one for Super Nintendo came gold. Ocarina of Time came gold, and then at that point it's all discs.
Mm.
Oh, Majora's Mask also came gold, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man. You gotta
Yeah.
love it. They're so confident in their game that they're just like, yeah, we're gonna make the fucking game gold. Fuck it.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna grade? You gonna grade it?
you want me to give? Don't make me say it.
We need you to put that Vice City Gamer grade on that thing, baby.
I was gonna give my own grading. I was gonna say booty, but I'll give it a
A B?
D.
Was
A
it the
D. No,
messaging, the pace, the games?
the games.
Just the
Nothing.
games?
Yeah, the games.
Did you like the format that they put it in?
Yeah, yeah. The format's fine. The format's fine. I like going through it fast so I know what games are coming out. I don't want to hear a guy speak for like 30 minutes on this game and then watch it be butt the whole time. You know?
You mean you don't want Kojima up there again for 15 minutes?
No, no.
So
I,
15
I,
minutes it tells you
you
nothing.
know what? I can't be that big of a dick because I guess I give it a C. Just to be fair, I give it a C.
Oof. You
And
went
it's
from
a,
like rags to
but
like riches right there.
no, but it's like a borderline between C and D kind of thing. It's not like a high C. It's like
C
a
minus.
barely made it C. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Oh yes, sir. 100%.
C. Huh? Jay?
I'd give it a C too. I give it a nice even C. It had a couple of cool things. If your expectations are in check, I know that Chris last time thought that Xbox games were going to get revealed on that Xbox Direct.
I'm
Um,
always
you got
expecting big
they're
things.
telling you nothing's coming, and then but yeah, but it's a partner showcase, man. So I kind of set my. I wish they would have had the game that I talked about Gomon, but I mean, they don't owe it to me to just put it on there, so I'm like whatever. But it was a C because the vast majority of the games were like, it's just nothing really that crazy. There were a couple of
No.
fun ones, but I really don't think I'm gonna buy any of these games unless I don't know. So yeah, it's whatever. I'll give it a solid C.
Yeah, I was talking. I thought I was the most optimistic one, but my score is coming in under both of y'all. I was gonna give it a C minus. Tempted to give it a D plus now, cause of Chris.
Mm.
But yeah, man, like there was nothing really for me here. I
Nah.
pointed out a couple games that look good, but it's
Besides
not
South
my
Park,
cup of tea.
besides South Park and what they said that the other games. Been
Nah,
out
I gotta
for
see more of
years.
South Park though. If it's gonna be a PG South Park, I ain't playing that.
No, I'm not gonna play it on Switch. I'm gonna play it on freaking on Xbox or on PlayStation. I'm not gonna play it
You
on.
mean when it comes to Game Pass?
I'm not.
Let's see.
Is it coming to Game Pass?
I don't know,
No,
bro.
no. Listen, if it does, if it doesn't, I'm playing it on probably on Xbox.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
Along
hopefully
with
it's
the other
crossplay.
8 games that you play at that time.
The only way I'm not playing
No, those
it
are PlayStation
on
games that he's playing.
Xbox. It's true. He's not lying.
PlayStation ain't coming
He's
out
not-
with no games
He's not,
fast.
he's not lying. Listen,
what
Not
they
for the
say,
next
but-
year.
the only way I'm getting that game for PlayStation if it's not crossplay, because I do want to play with you guys. I do want to
Yeah.
play with Jay.
I'll play it on
So
whatever
I'm
it
not
comes
getting
out on. We'll make it work. We need to make it work.
Yeah,
it
we'll
should
make
be
it
like a cheaper game. It should be like a $40 game instead of the usual.
Fine.
Because it looks like it's only about the multiplayer. It doesn't seem like there's much story there.
It's like Helldivers, right?
Yes,
Is it?
Helldivers has pretty much no
Helldivers is not a
story.
full
Oh no,
price
hell,
game.
no. No, it's
Yeah,
like
it's 40.
$39. 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40. Yeah. It's fun as shit, man. You gotta play it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
But you gotta play with your boys. We gotta get together and take a day off, and get together and just murder
Well, we
the
bought
game.
that trash game, World War Z.
I got it for free. I don't know about you, but I got it for free.
Me too.
I ended up
Sorry.
paying money, like $30 for that shit. And we played it once.
I'm
Yeah.
getting you guys
Shit's
South
trash.
Park. You heard it here. I'm getting South. If it's a $40 game, I'll get it for you guys.
It's
But I
alright,
picked the
buddy.
I don't
console.
need your.
I'm just-
I don't need your pity.
Your
Pity
pity.
buy it.
To ma-
Hey, but
To
you know
ma-
what?
to
World
make
War
up for
Z
World
was
War
fun.
Z.
Hey, can I give a shout out really quick before we get going?
Do your thing.
Hey, shout out to Meme Jesus, bro. He's the truth. That kid does great work. Look him up on YouTube. Meme Jesus.
Let's go.
Yeah,
do
meme
it.
underscore Jesus. Buddy clipped us,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Clipped us good.
Yeah, man.
So
And he makes some great clips, man. Look him up. He's a good, fucking smart kid. Let's do it.
all right.
Sick, guys.
Sounds-
We made it. We got other
sir.
people clipping us.
Yeah.
What? Oh, 50
Yeah.
subscribers, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, guys,
good.
we're going to leave it right here. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you heard, hit that like, hit that sub, and go ahead and hit us up in the comments if you want to talk about anything that we covered or tell us what you want to talk about next time. So, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Clap
Peace.
them cheeks.